Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us today on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. And we're going to talk some Cubs today, with the focus being on Julian Merryweather. And before we dive in, I just want to ask you guys, how familiar were you with Julian Merryweather prior to him joining the Cubs in 2023? Because I wasn't. Um, but what's interesting about it is I still feel like I'm not. Julian had a really good season for us. I'm going to go through his numbers for 2023 here in a little bit. He had a really good year. In fact, I look back on it, and Julian became, he was in the circle of trust and pitched some really good innings for us. But I still don't feel like I know Julian Merryweather. And I don't know if you guys feel the same or not, but we need to get to know him. I didn't know what to expect when I went diving in, preparing to do this profile, but Julian's got some nasty arsenal. I broke his pitches down, and we'll talk about those too. But he's really good. So the question is, well, how come he's a 32-year-old and he's still kind of relatively unknown, at least to me, and probably with all Cub fans? And there's reasons for it, and we're going to walk through sort of his path, his journey through his baseball career. And it's been got curvy, got some ups and downs. But the other thing you should know before we dive in, the Cubs avoided arbitration with Julian, signed him for 2024 to I think it's a $1.11 million contract. So expectations are Julian's going to be in the bullpen and probably a key piece for 2024. So I think we need to get to know Julian a little bit. And so let's do that. Let's kick back, talk some Cubs. Julian Christopher Merryweather, born on October 14th, 1991. Big lanky guy, 6'4", 193. Born in Berkeley, California, grew up in San Mateo. Played at Junipero Serra High School in San Mateo. Wasn't recruited. Ended up going to a local public community college called Skyline College in San Bruno, California. And went there as a freshman, pitched, did well. Then he transferred to Oklahoma Baptist University to pitch for the Bisons. And he did well there. He pitched 2 seasons, had a 22-5 record with a 1.73 ERA, 208 Ks. So a really good season, good enough that in the 2014 draft, Cleveland selected him in the 5th round in 2014. He signed with them, debuted pretty much immediately. They assigned him to the Mahoning Valley Scrappers, their low-A affiliate. For the Scrappers, he went 1-2 with a 3.66 ERA in 13 games at a 1.286 whip. So, a little taste of pro ball. He did well. That's a good start, and he's 22 years old. He's off and running. In 2015, they bumped him up to high A ball. He played for the Lake County Captains, and he pitched to a 4.08 ERA in 70 2/3 innings. So, but ramped him up inning-wise. Another good season. So, back-to-back seasons, right, really where he needs to be. 2016, he starts the season with the Lynchburg Hillcats, high A affiliate of the Indians. Pitches about half the season, gets promoted to the Double-A team, the Akron Rubber Ducks. The Rubber Ducks of Akron, I said. Combined, he went 13-6, 2.6 ERA in 24 games through 135 innings with a 1.141 whip. So there's 3 years clicking right along. It's looking really good for Julian. 2017. He starts again with the Rubber Ducks, starts 9 games with them, goes 50 innings, has a 3.38 ERA with a sub-1 whip, .928. Gets promoted to the Clippers. So to this point, we got 3.5 years of pro ball, starting at the low A, worked his way all the way up, and now he's gotten the call up to the AAA affiliate Columbus Clippers. Doesn't quite go as well. Runs into a snag. Goes 3-7. His ERA balloons up to 6.58. His whip went up to 1.667 through 78 innings. But after the season, the Indians added Julian to their 40-man roster. So here he is. He's had a little bit of a hiccup at AAA Columbus, but still they see it and they add him to the 40-man. So, that's probably the first time that that Julian thought, hey, I'm looks like I'm going to probably pitch in the bigs here in a short period of time. 2017. Well, 2018 comes and he injures his shoulder in spring training of 2018, ends up needing surgery, and misses the entire 2018 season. On October 5th of 2018, Cleveland trades Julian to the Blue Jays for a player to be named later. And that player to be named later was Josh Donaldson. So he starts over. So he's with the Blue Jays, 2019, just coming off surgery. So he only plays in 2 games in 2019. He plays 1 game back to rookie level at Gulf Coast Blue Jays, pitches in 1 game. Then he pitches another game in High A for the Dunedin Blue Jays. So in 2019, he's 27 years old, pitches a total of 6 innings and gives up a couple runs. He's got a 9.0 ERA. In 2019 Fall League, he got healthy enough that he pitched for the Scottsdale Scorpions in the Fall League of 2019, pitched in 4 games in 6 innings. So, starting to get a little work, but still a long way to go. In 2020, he finally made his major league debut late in the season in 2020, August 20th, against the Phillies. Then he makes his first major league start on August 26th. Total in that 2020 season, he pitched in 13 games, through 13 innings, had a 4.15 ERA, 15 Ks. All right, so maybe he's back, right? Missed quite a bit of time, and now he's working his way back. Ended up having a pretty good September for the Blue Jays in 2020. 2021 happens. He has an oblique injury. Kept him out until September 8th of 2021, so he missed most of the season. The rest of that year, he had 13 appearances with a 4.85 ERA in 26 and 2/3 innings. Came back. Happened again in 2022. We're starting to see why we didn't see him. He's had a tough run physically. In 2022, he has another oblique injury, and on July 2nd. So he's just getting started, and it happens again. He wasn't activated until September 5th of 2022. Ends up having 26 appearances, 26 and 2/3 innings with a 6.75 ERA. He just can't stay healthy. He plays a little bit and just gets knocked back. So at the end of the 22 season, Blue Jays just DFA'd him, just cut him loose on January 10th. DFA'd him. I put myself in Julian's position there, and he's just the last 3 years just can't stay healthy. Had a good run early, and then just couldn't stay in the lineup. It's tough. It's tough go for these guys a lot of times. So that's kind of where we didn't hear of Julian because now we understand why. So they DFA'd him on January 10th, 2023. Cubs pick him up on waivers on January 17th. So he was a waiver line pickup, Well, it turned out to be a really good one. Pick him up on January 17th. Here's what he does for us in 2023. He goes 5-1, posts a 3.38 ERA, 69 games. He has 2 saves through 72 innings. Of the 69 games, he had the 2 saves, but he finished 15 games. Had a 1.306 whip, 7.9 hits per 9, 12.3 strikeouts per 9. I mean, a really good year for us. Had a 1.9 WAR in 2023, and coming into the season, his WAR was negative. So I mean, he just had a really good season for us, coming off waivers, coming off injuries. We're talking since 2018. He just hasn't been healthy. That's why we didn't know of him. Now I'm a little nervous. Okay, he's obliques and shoulders. I mean, he could be fragile. I don't know, but he sure stayed healthy. Something else that I noticed, his health, his fastball velocity, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, really good, has actually increased since 2020 every year. So not only was he hurt back then, when he did play, he wasn't healthy. And his arsenal requires him to be healthy. So let's take a look at his advanced numbers. I think there's a number that I think you'll find really interesting. His numbers for 2023 compared to his career numbers. In 2023, he gave up a batting average against of 219. His career is 241. So comparing his 2023 with his career numbers, it was just obviously way better. His on-base percentage was 314. Career was 321. His slug was 332. His career was 382. His OPS was 646. His career was 702. So across the board, his 2023 was above his career averages. Remember that batting average of 219, because I went into his splits. I wanted to see a little bit about what we're dealing with there. What do you think Julian Merryweather does against righties and lefties? Is he tougher on one or the other? I'll give you a second to think about that. Well, the answer is they're identical. Julian, his batting average against righties is 219, and against lefties is 219. That's why his total batting average against for 2023 was 219. His splits were dead even. They're exactly the same. On-base percentage, slug, a little variation, but not too much. It's almost identical. He was better in the second half. He got better as the season went on, which I think bodes well. In the second half, his ERA was 192. I mean, Julian was really good, guys. 192 ERA second half. Okay. Well, again, Julian is there's still time if he stays healthy. So I wanted to take a look at his pitch. What does he throw? We'll do it in order of how often he uses it. He uses his slider the most often. Throws it 51% of the time. It's a slider that is a 87 mile an hour average. His four-seamer, the fastball, he throws 41% of the time, and it averages over 98 miles per hour. It's like 98.1, 41%. He's got a change that he throws 7%. That's an 82 mile an hour change. So he's got 98 plus heat with a 87 mile per hour slide piece and an 82 mile an hour change. Just on the surface, you're like, that sounds really good. He is, in comparing his numbers to the percentiles, right? He is above average in his chase rate, his barrel percentage, and his changeup run is above average. What's interesting about it is his fastball velocity is well above average, but his fastball run is a little below average, where the run on his change and the run on his slider is above average. Got above average whiff rate, got above average K rate, but below average on his fastball. So basically, here's what we've got. This is what we look for when we watch Julian pitch. When he throws heat, it needs to be up. And his target is top of the strike zone, if not above. If he throws it there, he gets swings and misses. When he misses the spot and it brings it down and it catches the middle of the plate, that's when he gives up base hits on his fastball. On his slide piece, he gets swings and misses and weak contact when he keeps it knees and below. It's not anything that's all new, but that's just the way it is for Julian. If he keeps his slider down, knee high out of the strike zone, he gets swing and miss. If he gets it up, catches the middle of the plate, gets it thigh high, gets it hit. And his changeup, he's the best when his changeup is just off the plate. So if he can get, he's got some run on it. If he gets it off the plate and down, that's when he gets swings and misses. It starts to get hit when it's up. So he has to keep his slider and his changeup down. His fastball has to be up. Point being, Julian can't throw down the middle of the plate. He throws down the middle of the plate and he gets hit. So his stuff plays nasty when it's located. And if he's healthy and the fastball is at 98 miles an hour and he can command it, he's really good. So I just think he's going to be really interesting for 2024, right? Because this is the first time maybe he's been healthy and experienced, right? Might have been healthy, but he was young, 22, 23, 24 years old. Now maybe we've got a healthy, experienced, mature Julian Merryweather with, 93, 94 percentile stuff. It could be very interesting. So we're obviously going to root for him. I haven't really been paying attention to his health. I haven't heard that there's any issues. But if Julian Merryweather comes in and has a healthy season, he's going to see some leverage innings. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. So I think that's exciting. He's just not talked about, right? It's like you just don't hear Julian Merryweather's name being talked about. And I think maybe in 2024, if he backs it up and improves a little bit, we'll start talking about Julian. So I hope you guys enjoyed the profile on Julian. I sure did. I really enjoyed getting to know him. And I appreciate you joining me here today. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me. Tell your friends and neighbors. I've got more stuff coming. And I'm glad you guys are joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. And we'll see you very soon. Go Cubs, go.